Hello everyone, in this video we're going to talk about discounts and markups. So we're going to do three separate examples here. First two have to deal with discounts. One's going to be if we find a sale price, and then the other one's going to be to find the original price. And then our third example will be to find the markup and then what the actual price will be, including the markup price. So a couple definitions before we get started. What is a discount? It's just a decrease in the original price of an item. So most of the time this decrease, this discount is going to be in some form of percentage. So then we'll have to calculate, okay, what's the actual price going to be if this is the percent discount. And then a markup is the increase from what the store pays for the item to the actual selling price of the item. So basically the profit that the store is going to make here by selling this item. All right, so let's jump into example number one. We're going to find a sale price. So the original price of the item is $50 and the sale is 20% off. So basically we want to find what number is 20% of 50. So we did this in a previous video about the percent equation. So if you want to go check that video out, it's in my recent uploads. But we'll take a look at number one here. So we're going to write this equation. X is equal to, I'm going to do 20%, so that's 20 over 100. We can reduce that in just a minute. 20 over 100 times my whole number, which is 50. So now 20 over 100, that would be like 2 over 10, and then that would reduce to 1 over 5. So we have 1 over 5 times 50. Well, this is going to be 1 times 50, which is 50, divided by 5, and that's going to give me 10. Okay, so that $10 there is how much I am getting off. I am getting 10% off. Well, what was the original price? It was $50. So now we're going to subtract our discount, and that's going to bring us to a total of $40 for the actual selling price. Okay, so $40 would be 20% off $50. All right. Now let's find the original price. So this one we're going to think about it a little bit differently. So our sale is 40% off and the sale price of the item is $33. So if we think about this, the whole number that we're trying to find is our original number. And this $33 here was 40% off. So that is actually 60% of our whole number or our original price. So if we think about it, we could look at it like, okay, we got 100%, which would be our item here. And then we have 40% off. So what does that leave us with? That would be 60%. So we want to take and figure out, hey, 33 is 60% of what whole number? Okay, that's essentially how we want to think about it. So once again, we can reduce 60 over 100 to 6 over 10 and then 3 over 5. So we could write this as 3/5 W. Now let's multiply by the reciprocal here, 5/3. In order for us to solve for our whole number. So now we have 33, we could do 33 times 5 and then divide by 3, or you could actually do 33 divided by 3, which is 11, and then 11 times 5, which would be 55, okay? So our original price is $55. Now, what if we wanted to check that? Well, we could check it the same way we looked at number one, finding a sale price. Well, now we know that the original price was $55, and let's figure out it's 40% off, right? So we could take what number would be 40% of 55. So now we have X is equal to, once again, 40 over 100 would be 4 over 10, which would be 2 over 5 times 55. So once again, we could do 55 divided by 5, which is 11, and then 11 times 2 would be 22. Okay, so now this is $22. And this is 40% off. So it's $22 off of the original price. Well, we just found the original price to be $55. So 55 minus 22 is in fact our sale price, which is $33. So we did it correctly. Our original price is $55. Okay? All right, last example here we're going to do involves a markup. So now the store is purchasing some item for $70 and they're going to mark it up 20% in order to reap a little bit of profit here. So this is very similar to number one, except for now we're going to add the markup instead of subtracting the discount. So we're going to figure out what number would be 20% of 70. So now we can, once again, we can reduce 20 over 100 to 2 over 10 or 1 over 5. And now we're going to multiply that by 70. Okay, so now we can do 70 divided by 5, and that gives us 14. So our markup here is $14. So we bought the item for 70, or basically the original price of the item would be 70, but now the store wants to add an additional $14. So now the actual selling price of the item would be $84 instead of $70, profiting the store $14. Okay, so that's a little bit about discounts and markups.